Rise and shine. You're watching WCTV Eyewitness News. The Good Morning Show starts now.
Happening now on GMS, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is in Taiwan and says she comes in peace. Coming up, we'll explain why China said it would launch a series of targeted military actions in response to the visit.
Plus, as the country learns to live with the coronavirus, hotels nationwide are impacted. From guest stays to staffing shortages. Coming up, we'll take a look at how the industry is bouncing back.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Good Morning Show. I'm Lenitra Bennett.
I'm Rob Nucatola. Got plenty to talk about. Showers all over the place again yesterday.
Again.
We're going to find more in the forecast again for today, but at least that keeps the temperatures in some spots. In some spots. Still hot, still humid, still lots to talk about. Hey, it's still August, my friends. I'll get to that full forecast in a couple of minutes. First, we're going to start with some news and its continuing coverage of the Nikolas Cruz sentencing trial. Jurors hearing from family members of 3 victims on Tuesday, giving emotional statements. A detective with the Broward County Sheriff's Office introducing new video evidence outlining the convicted Parkland school shooter's intentions days before the shooting. In one video, Cruz saying that with the power of his AR, everyone will know who he is. The jury is deciding whether Cruz should get life behind bars or the death penalty for killing 17 people at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School back in 2018.
Students across North Florida and South Georgia are returning to school, entering classrooms for the first time since the Uvalde shooting. That has many districts reviewing their safety plans and making adjustments. In Leon County, Superintendent Rocky Hanna says the biggest change families will notice this year is how people enter and leave the schools. He says the district will closely monitor who enters the building. Hanna adding visitors will still check in using proper ID, which is scanned against the sexual predator list. Also, every school will have 1 point of entry for visitors and students. Hanna says it's critical to be careful about who comes inside.
Given the horrific event that happened in Uvalde, coming on the heels of Parkland, we're going to have to monitor that and ensure that we just aren't allowing people coming on our campuses without being background checked. So that's going to be a little different, but we live in a different time now.
Hanna says it's understandable parents want easy access to their child when they come to the school, but the district wants to remain ahead of the curve when it comes to protecting students.
And meanwhile, with just a week until school starts, Superintendent Hanna telling us the district still has 55 vacancies for school staff. Now that includes teachers and guidance counselors and other specialized roles. Hanna says 55 is a pretty manageable number going into the new school year, but the bus driver situation is a different story.
We are still short on bus drivers. We still are trying to recruit between 15 and 20 additional bus drivers, so we ensure that we have all of our routes covered. But we are, actively going out and beating the bushes and trying to recruit people to the profession.
The district recently raising bus driver pay to start at $18 per hour with hopes of being more competitive in the job market. They're also providing training for new hires. And the first day of school is quickly approaching all over. Here are some of the dates on the screen. Leon, Gadsden County starts 1 week from today. Wakulla on the 11th. Thomas County start August 8th. Lowndes County, August 5th. That's Friday. And Valdosta City Schools start August 8th. You can always go to WCTV.tv to check out all this information and more. And a reminder to drivers, too, that it's about that time of the year, so be alert. Those bus stops and school zones and those busy times are going to get extra busy and extra crowded.
Florida's prisons, like almost everywhere else, are also feeling the pinch of a labor shortage. The Department of Corrections is now boosting pay for correctional officers and offering other incentives in hopes of filling their ranks.
Yeah, the state legislature approving the pay raise earlier this year after pandemic-era burnout, leaving major gaps in facilities across the state. Jacob Murphy went to the Wakulla Correctional Institute to learn if the pay bump is working.
Being a correctional officer is a very noble profession.
Warden Paul Allen hopes calls to service can spark a wave of new recruits at Wakulla Correctional Institution. His prison with plenty of open jobs they're desperate to fill. The workers there right now working mandated overtime to keep operations going.
Puts a burden on our staff and just puts a lot of stress on them and their families because they're asked to work extended shifts.
Allen says Wakulla CI has roughly 270 vacancies with a current staff of about 540, roughly a third of the ideal workforce not accounted for.
Well, we've closed some of our dormitories and we've closed the work camp, so that basically offsets a lot of the vacant positions.
This recently built sign off Woodville Highway now represents what recruiters believe is a game changer. Correctional officers start at $20 an hour, a minimum salary bump of close to $8,000 in just 1 year.
So that $20 an hour is like jumping off the paper at people.
Kenai Johnson is a recruitment officer touring the Big Bend, facing the task of filling the hundreds of jobs.
You have the sense of urgency to hit the ground running and to get, again, that initial contact and just maintaining that communication.
Like other state agencies, FDC touts its health benefits and the same retirement plan as other law enforcement officers. Allen believes the message is slowly making a difference.
In the last 6 weeks, we've hired 25 officers. So I see the light at the end of the tunnel, per se.
That was Jacob Murphy reporting. Of those 270 vacancies at Wakulla CI, most are correctional officers. The department estimates other facilities in our area have a 10% or greater vacancy rate.
Now in some national news, high heat after the deadly flooding causing concerns in Kentucky. At least 37 people are dead from that weather event.
As Melissa Rainey reports, this comes as a wildfire rages in Northern California and cleanup gets underway in West Virginia after a tornado sweeps the area there.
The one warning coming in the next couple of days is heat. It is going to be oppressively hot.
Tuesday marks nearly a week since flooding devastated eastern Kentucky, leaving behind a trail of damage. Now the heat and humidity, along with more rain, is impacting residents who are still without electricity or water.
With the heat, once it dries up through the day, it's just muggy, humid. People will suffocate.
At least 37 people have died and hundreds remain unaccounted for since Thursday morning. On Tuesday, Governor Andy Beshear announcing the opening of several cooling centers and more temporary housing for those affected.
Another type 1 on order.
In Northern California, the McKinney fire has claimed the lives of at least 4 people, according to the local sheriff. Since last Friday, hundreds of homes and businesses completely destroyed.
My wife and I have been married in August 51 years.
Congratulations.
So our whole life was right here.
In West Virginia, an EF2 tornado, according to the National Weather Service, caught on camera. The strong storm passed through quickly, leaving behind a trail of damage. Luckily, no reports of serious injuries. I'm Melissa Rainey reporting.
A GoFundMe page has been set up for families in Kentucky. So far, it's raised more than $50,000. Now, if you'd like to help people there as they recover from these devastating floods, we've got a sister station in Hazard, Kentucky, WYMT. They're suggesting donations to the Appalachian Regional Healthcare Foundation's Flood Relief Fund or the Foundation of Appalachian Kentucky Crisis Fund. We have links to both on our website at WCTV.tv. All right, 5:08 right now. Rob, sounds like we're not getting much change as far as the rain and humidity is concerned around here.
No, not yet, not yet. Still going to feel very August-ish outside. And like yesterday, we're going to have a pretty good scattering of showers, but remember, that doesn't mean everybody gets wet. There'll be spots that never see a single drop. You might even hear some of the thunder off in the distance, but it doesn't mean it's going to rain where you are. We'll keep those rain chances high. Still a pretty good chance to see those showers, but they just don't fall anywhere, and they also kind of sort of do their own thing. That's the nature of the scattered shower. They should prevent temperatures from getting super high, though. I think a lot of us are going to see daytime highs that top out maybe just up over 90 today. I don't see a lot of activity on the radar just yet. We didn't have a lot this time yesterday morning. It was after 6 that we started to see some of those showers popping up. Now, there's been some activity out to the east, and That's all fizzling out. I think as we go through our day today, there's going to be enough moisture and instability and ingredients in place where, yeah, we'll bring some more of those showers out of the clouds. And I still think there's going to be some showers in the forecast as we go through our afternoon Thursday, but we may start to slim down those rain chances a little bit ahead of schedule. And while we expect a drier and brighter day on Friday, that doesn't mean there'll be 0 showers. It just means there's not going to be as many as we had yesterday or should have today. So things will start to dry out, at least temporarily, as we head towards Friday. I think the rain chances, though, are going to stay a little bit on the high side, even heading into the upcoming weekend. We'll put today's rain chances around 60%, something similar to what we had yesterday, down to about a 50-50 shot tomorrow, down to a 40% chance on Friday, and then start bumping them back up over the weekend as we bring in a little bit more of that energy. Now, all the while, as the rain chances move around, so do the temperatures. Today, tomorrow, low 90s because we should have better rain chances. By Friday, I think we're looking at mid-90s because those rain chances are a little smaller.
Our second New Faces, Different Places. This time we visit Maclay, plus FAMU and FSU really getting going in fall camp. All that coming up for you in Good Morning Sports.